The entity linked to this place is a psycho.
Right, so there is one of those. Again. You don't even dare to come alive. Let's see what this does. I will probably have to fight. Because this is a perfect place for a fight, although maybe I have to activate something. No, I don't. And it definitely does look like a perfect boss fight room, so... I pressed the wrong button there. Use it again. Let's get rid of them. A fairly simple fight, but I screwed up so badly there with the lock. I don't know why it even locked on. But oh well. At least I did it. Wow, that cupboard is massive. So that was that. Now, there are also these blue ones.
Formula. It emanates a different energy from the rest of this place.
Yeah. So there are the blue ones and there are the red ones. I wonder if they are connected somehow. Also, just to remember, what is this one? This is the true name. So I guess it isn't... I wonder if it is Nazcal's actual... Maybe Nazcal isn't Nazcal? I don't know. We'll see. So that's the way I went before. That's another way into the basement. Level up. And still doing badly. Let's see. Skill tree I have to use with the mouse. I do want more health, but can I do anything? No. In air only, ranged magic attack that seeks the closest enemy in its path. You can always perform a dodge, even if your key points are too low for it. So that will give me health and or life and crit, or critical, sure. And another one is, alright, this I wanted this. Monk button. And you can also take this. An area attack that destroys everything around Ergo. It has breaker properties. That sounds nice. Allows you to dodge while you are in the air. I think I will take this instead. Sure. Now I got turned around. Where am I? A mannequin workshop. That works now? Perfect. Oh. Hi. Give me this.
Nazcal entered the hall where the Council of Brax was taking place. The greatest artists and creators of the world met once every decade under those walls. Different civilizations, even non-human creatures were there to show the wonders they had created over the years. Naturally, only the very best could attend, those whose fame had crossed all frontiers. For many of them, just having been invited represented an honor, but to Nazcal, it was quite the opposite. They should feel honored by his attendance. The puppet master walked through the room, trying to pass unnoticed. He paid little attention to several uninspired works that only reminded him of why he was superior to everyone else. Nazcal smiled ruefully. Although he did not expect too much from others, he had wished to find something to at least rival with his talent. Lost in those thoughts, a distant word caught his attention. Someone had mentioned Gaudeamus, the creator of wonders, whose fame had reached even Nazcal's ears. Apparently, he had also been invited, and a group of people were talking to him not too far away. Interested by his fame, Nazcal approached him to share some anecdotes with a fellow genius. To his surprise, the legendary creator was much younger than he had expected, and was quick to shake his hand and exchange a polite greeting. Nazcal was about to ask about the works he was exhibiting in the council, when the whole room became silent. Everyone whispered that Gaudeamus had just arrived. At that moment, the confused Nazcal understood what they meant, and a chill of terror ran through his spine. The person he was talking with was not a living being, but a doll. Work of Gaudeamus was what he had heard the people say before. Even if it was only for a moment, the mere idea that he had not noticed such a thing overwhelmed the mind of the puppet master. Frantically, his eyes began to gaze closely at all the works exhibited by Gaudeamus. The mere sight of them burned his retinas, but at the same time, he was unable to look away. The feeling of anxiety that oppressed his chest grew until it became pain. He even had trouble breathing in the same room that stored such wonders. Unable to wait any more, he staggered out of the room and did not stop running until he was outside. Then, Nazcal cried and laughed as hard as he could. He had been blind all this time. In his egotism, he thought he was on top of the world when he was only standing on a small hill. Only in that moment did he realize that his work was far from having reached its full potential. That night would change his life completely. He would create greater works. He would surpass Gaudeamus, surpass them all. From that moment, his obsession would be perfection.
So Council of Porlage. Meherim memory obtained. Which chapter was that? I guess they come in order. That's good, if they do. Life fragment. What is this? Let me just go back for a moment. I think this side was the... Let me just check this one more time. The true name. No. I think Codimus is maybe the beginning. That other painting. Could be right. But the problem is that I don't... that I have no idea where that is. And what was this? The Sister of Fate. I definitely do not know that one yet. Oh, there is another one here. Oh, this is the door that opened.
Nazcal suddenly awoke. For months, he had been unable to sleep well, and that night had been particularly bad, something which he blamed on the emotion of being so close to finishing his work. Washing his face, he noticed how terrible he looked in the mirror, and thought that very soon he would have to be ready to return to society. Nazcal was unsure of how much time had passed since he had visited the Council of Brax. After that night, he invested his vast fortune in creating a secluded mansion away from the civilized world. A huge and well-equipped workshop in which he could devote body and soul to his work, free from distractions. It had been years, or maybe even decades, since the last time he had contact with another human being. But loneliness meant little to him. All that mattered was that he was close to reaching his goal. Over the years, just improving his creative talent wasn't enough for Nazcal. His goal was much higher. He devoted day after day to research the same process Gaudemus developed to make his works, becoming an unrivaled expert in lost science and supernatural rituals. With such unusual tools, he managed to create countless animated puppets, which were able to move by themselves, the very ones that now protected his mansion and took care of its maintenance. But they were all just prototypes for his definitive work, the ultimate puppet. An artificial being so perfect, it would not be aware that it was not alive. Nazcal solemnly went down to the heart of his workshop, where his most valued masterpiece waited for him. On the table was a body. Any observer would think without a doubt that it was a true human being. It had the same appearance as its creator, as identical as 2 drops of water. The master puppeteer smiled. In his next encounter with Gaudemus, it would be his marionette that greeted him, an ironic joke that only he would be able to understand. After reviewing the status of the project for hours, Nazcal determined that it was only a matter of days until it was finished. Only a few pieces were missing, which should be stored in his secondary workshop. With unusual anxiety, he walked to the north wing in search of them. It had been a long time since he had visited that area of the mansion, and he was not even really sure of why he stopped going there. Upon entering the room, the master puppeteer was struck by the terrible state of the place. He didn't remember having forsaken it for so long. Without giving it too much thought, Nazcal walked to where the pieces were stored, but he saw something in his way which puzzled him. There, sitting in the workshop, was a corpse, holding the parts Nazcal had come for. His flesh, rotted and dried, was in pretty bad shape, suggesting that it had been in that place for a long time. Surprised, Nazcal approached to examine the body, but before he could do so, the puppet master became completely paralyzed with terror. Because, despite being worn and wasted, there was no doubt. The corpse had exactly the same face as him.
Whoa. These guys are very difficult to fight against. I just realized that I accidentally locked onto them. It wasn't automatic. So it was entirely my bad. No, you don't. So I feel like I want to go back to the beginning and just try Codemus. But I have already forgotten where that is. I want to find all 5 pieces before I move on. Ow. I don't actually need to go there. Can't remember the sprint button. I guess this was. Yeah. I guess I will go and... Oh, hello. You're new. How? Finally, did that one. But she's now so low on health. guess I have to fight him with the 3 chapters before I can go. Oh right. So there are 5 these places where I can use. So there is still a way to get all 5. There has to be, right? Although they are on different sides, I don't know. Not you again. It's going terribly. I think it was in the attic. I was there only a second ago. I don't know why I forgot. Let's see. The place where everything... Oh, it's the place where everything began. But maybe... What was the name of that? Let's try. Got it. So, what did that do? Did it open up this? No. The map says no. Maybe it opened one of the areas that has that symbol on it. Let's check the map. Although this has the same symbol on it, so... Hello. What are you? Prison key. So I got another prison key. Let's go and use it. And I wanted to... And this time I wanted to... release that Nazcal, or the character that... maybe it's a puppet. Maybe it's that puppet that Nazcal made. So let's see about that. Hello.
Everything is confusing. I was a creator, the greatest of all, but I committed a sin. Now I have only what I deserve.
Free you then. Probably a terrible idea, but just want to see what happens. That's 2 done. I'm guessing that I will get access to this item here once it's complete. Also, there is another item here with number 5. Another access point. So let's go back to the workshop and maybe there is something there now. That has a number 3 on it. Let's also check in here for once more. Right, the Sister of Fate. I need to remember that. The Sister of Fate. I don't know about that one yet. So... So what I did opened another prison key. Meaning theoretically, nothing changed in the workshop. That's back to the core. What are those symbols? Oh, that's Nazcal's symbol. So these are probably different areas that I need to get through. See, I have 3, and I need 5. Well, you can summon him already, but still. Oh, hello. Are you down here?
No. I can't be free knowing that he is still there. Please, save him from that prison. He will compensate you. I promise.
Okay. I will save your husband next, then. Can I see them on the maps? No. That's number 3, I don't want that. So I just need to find the bird then. Hello.
I must thank you for what you did for me. I was confused when I was locked in that place. Once upon a time, my name was Gaudemus, but it's probably more appropriate to say that I am just the memory of him, created by Nazcal. In a part of his mind, I committed the sin of surpassing him, and I needed to be punished for that. There is little I can do as a reward, but let me at least share with you the part of Nazcal that is in me.
What was a human being? What exactly was he? Nazcal didn't know for how long, years perhaps. He had asked the same questions without finding an answer. Was the dead body in the workshop the real Nazcal? But if it was, Why did it hold the parts needed to complete the project? The puppet master had his body analyzed several times over the years, trying to find something that could help him determine if he was a man or marionette. In his research, Nazcal severed some of his limbs, replacing them with metal implants, an irony that even he could see. Desperate, he began to consider using other humans as guinea pigs for research. However, after all of his sacrifices, he was still not even one step closer to finding the truth. But what if none of that mattered? People, puppets. What if there had never been any difference from the start?
Oh. Interesting. They will keep spawning, that's fine. So I need to find the number 4. And I need to... Yeah, that's it. Just need that number 4, and then I also need some other stuff for the other doors around the area. But should I maybe summon him already? I would like to complete this, but... I don't know if I can, because I don't have the necessary information. Sister of Fate, for example. Actually, let me try something. I have an idea. Oh, this is a number 3 door. I am 100% sure that they lost the memories behind that. I still... What was her name? Not the bearer. Elinai. Can't use Elinai. It has to be her, right? But you can't use Elinai. So... Maybe her surname? Grimoire? Let's see. How do you even write it? Perfect. So it was her. Because that's the only sister, or... I knew it's behind this.
Vaguely, the consciousness of the being that was once Nazcal awakened. He looked at the world through the hundreds of eyes that were his terminals, independent puppets connected to his senses. The entity had witnessed the passage of time with a perspective that only immortality could grant, and was satisfied with the outcome. The only thing that he came to regret was the death of Gaudemus, who passed away before he could see how his legend was surpassed. However, in the end, that didn't really matter either. It was the fate of all those beings who were unable to reach Nazcal's heights. More than 200 years ago, he was forced to flee from the continent, chased by the Inquisition when his true nature was discovered. From that moment on, he traveled from one place to another until he made his residence in the lost civilizations of the depths of the jungle, since he found their old creative techniques interesting. There, he rebuilt his mansion and continued with his work, creating beings that transgress the line between the living and artificial. To ensure that no one could oppose him, in that period Nazcal obtained the power to overcome any threat. He surrounded himself with a legion of extremely efficient combat marionettes, and modified his body over and over, until all that was left of its original form was a part of his brain and his spinal cord. Its size grew disproportionately, gaining a height of over 90 feet, and he armed himself with all sorts of artifacts of enormous destructive power. Unfortunately, producing enough energy to move such a structure was very complex, so he was forced to power his generators with hundreds of souls. This caused his personal power to increase exponentially until he became a vast, living weapon. Now he went on with the same enthusiasm that he had when he was just a small child, with the sole aim of creating new puppets, perfect creatures that, like him, transcend the limits of life itself, and he will continue to do so until the world is ready to change.
Wow. Ow. So now I just need the true name. But how do I get that one? I don't know. This one I figured out by sheer luck, because I just wanted to test. Because Eline was the only name we have heard from who could fit the sister a name. So that was just luck. But true name, the only thing I could think of was either Nazcal or Codemus, but the Nazcal is already here anyway. Over there. And Codemus didn't work there. Also, I haven't seen any of the paintings with numbers, so I feel like maybe I have to just do multiple ones and return later? I don't know. But anyway, I have all 5 memories. Ow. Ow, I ran out of stamina. Let me just get some. Ow. Did it. Let's get my health back. So those are quite difficult, but if you actually started, this episode will be extremely edited. Or edited really a lot. Sorry about that. But that's what puzzles do.
This place. This is part of the messenger. Everything here resonates with his fragments of memories. We can use it to reach him.
Yes, but we will need at least 3 to summon him.
And I have all 5.
2 more. 1 more.
What if I go that way? Oh, interesting. Can I put in all? 5. Perfect. Maybe I will learn the true name here.
You shouldn't be here. This is my core.
Nazcal the Puppet Master, come out. Don't hide in the shadows.
Go away. If you won't, I will destroy you.
Answer me. What is your intention coming to the tower?
I did not come. I was brought here. I heard a voice whispering in my head. I saw a light, and then I was here.
I have seen your memories, the things that you've done, the lives you've destroyed, everything. You lost yourself and became a monster.
Wrong. I never lost myself. That was all for the art. And what about all the things that you have destroyed coming here? And even before that, we are all sinners looking for an answer, Hunter of Shadows. The only difference is the reasons.
Come out. Let's put an end to this.
I will. You will be wonderful marionettes.
Puppet Master, I wonder if the name is... Ooh! Move! Ow. Wrong button.
Beautiful creations.
Not you. Ow. And I lost. Because, of course I did. I really hate those pyromancers.
You shouldn't be here.
Nazca.
Don't take unnecessary damage. Wrong button. Whew. Never mind. What did I just say about unnecessary damage? Thanks for letting me hit you.
You can't run.
I can actually. Kind of. Ow. Ow. Taking so much damage that I shouldn't. Nice. Oh, and this is the second attempt currently. I will just show the beginning and end of the first attempt. Just so you don't have to suffer through it. You're using the wrong hand. Run. Don't get hit. This is the time to attack his hands, I'm guessing. Ooh. Way too close. I needed to target his hand.
You can't run. Come, my beautiful creations.
I don't want to lock on them, please. Now I want to use the lock again. You're using the wrong abilities, please. He's really overusing that. He's really overusing that ability for some reason this time. He barely used it last time. I can barely hit him when he does that. Right, thanks for the camera problems. I don't like lock-on, but I have to because otherwise it doesn't change the target, please. Because otherwise I can't properly move around here without seeing what he's doing. Thanks for that.
Everything is for the art.
Ow. Got me. It is going significantly better though. Just gotta keep at it. I think when I'm visually in there but actually don't get hit, I think it's...
You can't run.
I think it's because I pushed the dodge button. So the game considers me outside of the ring. Or the circle of fire. Maybe. Because I have gotten hit a few times by it, as you saw. Ow. I wanted to go that way. Now the phase approaches which I lost at.
Come, my beautiful creations.
Ow. Yes, I did it. I think this is a victory, unless I screw up bad somewhere before the end.
Everything is for the art.
Yes. Wrong button. That was close. I can do this. I want to change. Oh.
I can see them in the theater. The marionettes, they are wonderful.
This power. Baby, what's happening?
The dream goes on. The little girl is still in the dark hallways of the heart of the Order of Nathaniel. Around her, there are dozens of sealed rooms which contain incomprehensible monstrosities that should not exist. The Inquisition brought the child there only a few hours ago. They said it was just for protection, to be sure that she was safe, although the truth is that they didn't know what to do with her. It was too dangerous to let her live, but she was still an innocent child. Even the most radical amongst them didn't want to kill her just because her blood was different. A blood that would empower any supernatural creature who fed on her. The Inquisition thought that her pursuers would not be able to enter the holy city of Nathaniel, so they would have time to decide what to do there. They were wrong. The little girl can't run anymore. The long hallway ends, and in the darkness, she finds a closed door. With her frail arms, the child opens it. She hopes that inside, she can finally hide from the things that follow her. Those who pursue her are the same monsters that had destroyed her village. The ones who took her parents away. The ones who stole the little world that she had known. Her small eyes look around the room. A chill runs through her body. It seems that no one has been there for a long time. But it is not empty. In the center, there is a book. And somehow, looking at it, she feels even colder than before. Ergo? What happened?
I'm not sure.
For a legendary godlike entity, you know very little.
I was near omnipotent, baby, not omniscient. Knowing too much always spoils the fun. My guess is that the core was linked to that entity. After we destroyed him, it couldn't hold itself together and collapsed. Following that, we reappeared in this place. I don't know why you lost consciousness. There's something else I want to tell you. Little girl, that power, the one you felt there, it's mine.
What do you mean?
After kicking the ass of that guy, something came to me. I thought it was merely assimilating his essence, but it was more. I regained part of my power, my real power, the one I am unable to use, sealed in this book.
Why are you telling me this?
Honestly, I'm not very sure. I guess I just wanted to play fair with you. Or maybe I just wanted to freak you out a little. In any case, it is true. And the plan is?
You don't need to ask. We'll stick to our original goal.
I can't complain. This is becoming much more fun than I thought it could be.
I agree with them. It's even more fun than I thought it would be. If those are the boss fights we can wait for, then this will be an amazing ride. Also, I leveled up. So let's check the skill tree, shall we? Grants a special bonus of +10 to the combat attribute. In air only ranged attack grants a special bonus of +10 to the magic attribute. I'll go with combat first. Actually, I can do both. Perfect. So, an area attack that destroys everything around Ergo. Perfect. Can I put it on? What was the name of it? Wrong one. Dark Dome. It is already on then. I saw it here. Left trigger. Perfect. So... is there something in here? So is there any... oh, there is something here. Labyrinthus.
If that thing says something like, it's dangerous to go alone, I will kill him.
Welcome to this, my humble room. My name is Velez. It is a pleasure for me to meet such distinguished guests. A monster without fate, and a young lady who has lost everything. Calm down, you have nothing to fear. I'm not an enemy. Though I suppose I would not consider myself an ally either. I am neither a memory nor a guest of the tower. You could say I'm a simple intermediary.
He speaks the truth, baby. I feel no hostility from him. In fact, I don't feel anything from him at all.
I know, but I can't help being uneasy. There's something strangely familiar about him. Velez was your name, right? Excuse me if I was rude. The truth is that it's been a difficult day.
Do not worry, my dear. Under the circumstances, it's logical that you're confused. You're not the only one here who feels this way.
Okay. Let me just get that item. I'll be back in a sec. Erebus ring. What is this thing? An ornamented magic ring imbued with the essence of one of the Shahad, I think it's called, the Lord of Magic. So magic armor. I guess magic is the one I get hit with the most, so... Anything else around here? Alright, let's talk.